Hello there everybody, Black Nikos here with the first episode of the RPG Spotlight. In this episode we're going to be looking at Ys, not the original, but Ys 1. This game is on Steam, it's called Ys Chronicles, plus you'll get Ys Book 1 and 2 with it. Okay. So let's look at the menu for this. So here we have new game, load game, time attack, achievements option and quit. New game is pretty obvious, load also obvious, time attack is boss rush basically, achievements is your Steam achievements, options, let's look at those now. We have three options: display, sound and movement. Display has the filtering, we have trilinear, point, bilinear, and of course the trilinear. I highly recommend you stick to trilinear because the others look rather... That looks alright if you can cope with the pixely edge. Bilinear is kind of really blurry and trilinear just seems the best. Experience display is, well, displays how much experience, either to next level or total. I usually have it to next level because you need a lot of experience in this game. Wall transparency. When you walk under a building, by under a building I mean behind it, like, because it's a top-down perspective, so when you walk behind a building you can go under it. You can have the wall be kind of transparent and have Adol slightly visible, or you can have the wall be solid so you can't see it all. Monster stats. This will allow you to see the stats of monsters. That's pretty obvious. You can turn it on, or... Okay, you can't turn it on or off apparently. Okay, here we have sound. We're able to change the background music type from Chronicles to complete to the PC 88 original. These are the three options you got. You can also change the background music, volume, and sound effects volume. Excuse me, I just need to max that. Movement, you have normal movement, which is either run or walk. Most of the time you'll want this set to run. And directional movement is 360 degree or 8 directions, so up, down, left, right, up, left, down, left, up, right, down, right, or just, yeah. There are more options, but they're done in an external config. You can change the resolution, you can change full screen to non-full screen, VSync, you can change the controls, sound options, you can choose which monitor you want the game to be on, which I actually like. Because a lot of games have it only be on the original monitor, well, monitor 1. So yeah. Let's load a game. Let's load from here. So here we have the look of the game. Our main character is Adol. You can see a bar for enemy on the right, and a bar with the words item ring above it. That's our HP bar. Underneath our HP bar we've got our gold. We have 5,000. Let's look at our equipment. Well, this is the menu for main game. Files will allow you to save game. Well, excuse me, files, save, load, erase, title and quit. Equip, we currently have nothing, you always start off with nothing. Items, there are slots for items here. Note, this will show you the names of the characters you have met. And you can also switch to the enemies you have met. Even though there's 4 pages, getting the stats maxed out, you need to defeat the enemies at least 31 times with the exception of bosses. Okay. So let's look at, let's see, where am I going? Oh yeah, this is the wall transparency. As you can see Adol through it. It's just showing you that. Let's see. With some characters you get this kind of style here where it's slightly visual novel-y. Can discuss stuff like the location. This all takes place in Esteria. I should probably tell you what the game's about. The game follows Adol Christian on his journey to Esteria, where there is the Tower of Dahm. Yeah, this tower has caused demons to appear and have threatened the land of Esteria. No one has been able to get into Esteria due to the storm wall, which is a storm that has destroyed many ships. You were lucky enough to be found and you were brought to this place here. So yeah. So if we now head out here, this is the battle system we have. This is called the bump system. Adol attacks enemies by running into them. His sword is swung automatically without pressing any buttons or keys. The success of his attack is determined by his trajectory and or the angle of impact. A head-on strike will likely cause Adol to take damage, but if the enemy is struck off-center or from an odd angle, attacks will prove successful. Enemies can also be struck from behind or from the side, with little risk of resistance, though this technique can backfire if Adol is pitted against an enemy with a large amount of health, since it will quickly turn and face its attacker. So if we find an enemy here, as you can see, just run into it like so. As you can see, I haven't equipped my sword. You can heal up by pretty much just standing still for a bit. There are items later on that will restore your health a bit faster. This game is a lot better if you have a controller. I'm using the keyboard because I'm poor. So as you can see, I've taken a few head-on damages. Let's see, where's an enemy? I hate these guys. As you can see, I took some head-on damage there. So let's just do that. And if you die, that happens. Okay, so because we died... Because we died, we have to reopen the save. This game is very harsh. It is one of the hardest action RPGs I have played, and yet I love it. So, you can talk to people, they will just have dialogue. There's some... A lot of the stuff you'll do is fairly important. Talking to everyone, you get an achievement. Defeating all enemies... No, getting all the enemy stats, you get an achievement. There's some fairly interesting things in the game. Okay, so what should I talk about? Let's talk about the music. The music is very fitting for the game. All the music fits in with where you are. To be honest, there's not a song in this game that I get bored of. I love this music that's playing right now. It's one of my favourites for sure. And I just ran into an enemy head on because I'm smart like that. Like here we're on the battlefield, you'll hear this quite a bit while travelling around. And then just enter a town and you've got this nice calm music. By entering this building here, the actual story begins. This person will tell you to equip yourself beforehand, so let's quickly go do that. Okay, let's look at the shop. Here we can buy stuff. I want to buy this because there's a side quest in the game which has you giving this to someone in here. So let's talk to everyone here quickly. And then the one, blah blah blah, sure. Then talk to that person again, you get 150 gold. Leave. Okay, so the shops are fairly easy to understand. Here you can buy armour and shield. Let's buy armour, chainmail, buy shield. Small shield, there we go. Now we just equip, and there we go, we're now fully equipped with the first stuff. So the game has, as we're about to find out, it follows the story of Adol trying to find the books of Ys. So, Ys was the name of an ancient kingdom that existed here ages ago. The lost history of the land is written within the books of Ys. It is unknown, however, who actually inscribed their words, but the 6 books detail the reason for Ys' fall from grace. My crystal ball tells me that one of the books is in the mountain shrine. So, Sarah here will be a guide for the books. But I'm not going to spoil anything. As you can see, we actually leveled up. We now got 35 health. This is... Excuse me, move out of the way. You get a lot of experience from just talk to people. I believe if we... I can't see it. There is 10 levels, just 10 I believe. It's 10 or 20 that you need to get. This game is very grind heavy, so if you don't like grinding, I suggest you don't play this game. So yeah, the 6 books of Ys are written in an ancient language. It details pretty much everything, and the 6 books, let's play like this. So 3 books, 3 of the books you get first. You will be using just to get into the Tower of Dahm. Tower of Dahm is the big tower that you see in the background of a map. I'll go to it. 3 of the books are in Tower of Dahm. Tower of Dahm is a giant place where there are a lot of enemies. So let's go over here. The Tower of Dahm is on that rock over there. This crater is where the floating island of Ys is located. Okay. So yeah, level 10 is the thing. We have the books of... There's a Book of Fact, Book of Tova, the... I don't remember how to use items. I've actually drawn a blank. There's a Book of Adol, Tova, Dabi, Misa, or Mesa, Gemma, and then there's the Book of Tova. So these 6 books are the power that will take Adol into the story of these two. And I believe with this is a good point to end off this RPG Spotlight. You can get this game on Steam. I'll leave a link in the description below. I highly recommend it. It's one of my top 10 RPGs at this point in time. I'm not going to give you the number because I don't even have a list. I just know it's in the top 10. It's very grind heavy. It's very hard. Just keep that in mind. Music is great. The gameplay is great. Characters are lovable and you will enjoy them. I wouldn't get this game if you only want to play one game, because Ys Book 1 leaves you with a cliffhanger which has you playing Ys Book 2, which I am going to do an RPG Spotlight of. I'm actually going to do the video next week. So yeah. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the RPG Spotlight. I'm testing out with a new way of doing the RPG Spotlight, so please leave me feedback in the description below. In the comments below. All the links to everything, all the links to the show, links to the game, details of the game are in the description below. Please be sure to like, share, favourite, subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it, because I promise that the content I create, it is something I enjoy doing. So thank you everyone for watching, and in the next part of, well, next episode of the RPG Spotlight, Adol begins a new journey. Until then, goodbye.